find it hard to believe, but when we tell you what happened to the Ukrainian frigate Hetman Sahaidachny, you will probably deny it in disbelief. But before that, do you know what led to the Ukraine-Russian war? The recent invasion began on the 24th of February. The reason put forward by Putin, Russian president, was that a special military operation in support of Ukraine's demilitarization and denazification. It was built as a project for the Ukrainian Navy. The ship Kirov was built at the Zarev shipyard for use by the Soviet border forces on July 4, 1993. The flag of the Ukrainian Navy was raised by Hetman Sahaidachny after Pedro Kunashevich Sahaidachny. Her reference number assigned to her was U-130. The Ukraine frigate was a pride for the Ukrainian Navy for so many reasons. What if there were secret plans made by Russia to get the frigate? To answer your question, keep watching this video for all the twists and turns to know what actually happened. Hetman Sahaidachny boarded a ship bound for France in 1994 to participate in the celebrations marking her 40th anniversary of the Allied attack on Normandy. Hetman Sahaidachny visited Abu Dhabi in 1995 during a screening of his IDEX 95. Konstantin Olshansky boarded a ship and was due to go to Norfolk, Virginia, USA. Konstantin Olshansky has left, but Hetman Sahaidachny has not yet left for unknown reasons. In addition, ship calls at ports in Turkey, Algeria, Bulgaria, Egypt, Georgia, Gibraltar, Israel, Portugal, and Algeria. The frigate was launched on the 29th of March 1992 and was commissioned on the 2nd of April 1993. March 5th moved to Odessa under the Ukrainian flag. It was one of the well-known Ukrainian frigates, as it was used in many operations, like the Operation of Active Endeavor in the Mediterranean Sea and NATO's Operation Ocean Shield. On March 1st, 2014, the official Russian media company RT falsely claimed that the ship's crew defected to Russia and hoisted the Russian flag. According to a Ukrainian defense military statement published in the Wall Street Journal shortly thereafter, the ship was still flying the Ukrainian flag at the port of Crete. The ship's commander reportedly said no one of the crew had deserted to the Russian, according to the Ministry of Defense. So it was all false news spread by the Russians. This is why it represents a clear picture of the Ukrainian flag being a target for the Russian Navy for a long time, doesn't it? There were such hints given many times, so the Ukraine Navy knew that one day or another their frigate was going to be the target for the Russians. But to your surprise, there was another twist to the story, and it's a shocking one. The twist was, it is believed that the ship was sunk deliberately to save it from standing occupied by the Russians. Yes, it is said that the Ukraine Navy themselves sunk the ship, but why would any army do this to its flagship? Let's see what happened next and what made the Ukrainian Navy do this act. How it happened. The Ukrainian frigate Hetman Sahaidachny went through a bunch of repairs during its 30 years of duration, but things changed in 2022 when the frigate was undergoing another repair in January. The Russian invading Ukraine was at its peak. One day, on the 3rd of March 2022, a picture appeared on social media, but this time it was not a normal picture. Rather, it was a picture that arose many questions and left many people in astonishment. The incident was an actual jaw-dropper for the worldwide community, but particularly the people of Ukraine and Russia. Nobody knew exactly what happened until this information was provided by the officials. It was a picture of the frigate, as it created a lot of chaos and uncertainty among people. The chaos was for the fact it was a picture of the frigate half-sunk. The pride of Ukraine, one of their oldest frigates, half-sunk. Guess what caused the frigate to sink? After a lot of battle were created, queries were asked, and people lingered for an exposition of the event that occurred. The administration finally answered, and that left people in disbelief. The reaction of the administration of Ukraine, where the captain of the flagship of the Ukrainian Navy carried out the order to destroy the ship Hetman Sahaidachny, which was under repair so that it would not be captured by the enemy. Defense Minister Oleg Rezanov said, "It is important to keep your determination now." Oleg Chalik, head of the public affairs at the Ukrainian Navy Command, said, "The Ukrainian Navy Hetman Sahaidachny is a frigate that has gone a thorough modernization. This was a very unthinkable act, accomplished by Ukraine's higher authority. But when it comes to security and consideration of their own people and the country, decisions like this should be made. What do you think? You may wonder where the ship's crew are after it plunged. No, they did not go with the ship, but they are doing their job of saving the motherland from the Russian battalions. The ship's workforce is still at sea, actively safeguarding Ukraine from the Russian Federation. Hetman Sahaidachny was sunk to protect her from capture by the Russian forces. According to the Ukrainian defense minister, who demonstrated on March 4th, aerial photographs may have taken place on February 28, 2022. Another justification for plunging the ship was to dissuade the enemy from using them for sabotage objectives, such as blockading ports, as was the case during the occupation of Crimea, according to naval news platforms. What do you recommend for the decision that was constructed by the higher powers of Ukraine? Do you think plunging the ship was a better decision than it being taken away by the Russian military? Let us know what was the best part of the story for you. If you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, History of Ships, and turn on the notifications for future amazing videos like this one.